Alright guys, thank you for checking in the Stormtopia.com and the Stormtopia.com Facebook page. We're going to have our daily weather update right now with details on the nor'easter and other weather happenings in our nation. Now currently radar imagery showing a rainy day across the Pacific Northwest, nothing extraordinary. Also some showers and thunderstorms across Louisiana into southeast Texas and the Houston area. At this time they are not severe and I'm really not too worried about them. Let's take a look at the models here. I'll start you off with the NAM by the time we make our way out to Tuesday. And what you see here is a number of things. Number one, I'll start you off in the northeast. We had a cool down for the last couple of days, but what's happening at this point is this warming trend across almost all of the nation is getting stronger and stronger. So that cool air starts to subside through the day on Tuesday for the northeast. At the same time, there's a cutoff low across Texas. On the eastern side of it, we're going to continually see showers and thunderstorms like we did today, but they will continue across the same areas. Really the same areas. When you go back to the radar, these same areas are going to be getting hit tomorrow with showers and thunderstorms. Let's go out to Wednesday. Wednesday is a crucial point for the Midwest, and it's eventually what we're going to get into our nor'easter. Now, what's happening here is we've got an Arctic outbreak that's starting to make its way across central Canada. With it, we do have a cold front, and you can see the cold front here clearly, moving its way through the Great Lakes through the day on Wednesday. Now, this entire area is going to be eventually at risk by Wednesday for a cool down of temperatures, along with snow, possibly snow squalls even when this thing comes through. And you can see here on the 850 millibar pattern, you can clearly see the cold front. There it is in Alberta. There it is beginning to enter the Arrowhead, coming through Duluth, coming through Wisconsin. By later Wednesday, it's almost done with Chicago, and cooler air will be on its way in. Thursday, this is a crucial point in the forecast. This is when we're starting to see a low pressure center developing off the coast of North Carolina. At the same time, you're seeing much cooler air being dragged in out of Canada. This is a classic nor'easter situation. What do we see here? We do see a nor'easter develop strong. 980, 990, 970, whatever, millibar low is off the mid-Atlantic northeast coast. Very cool air streaming in, heavy precipitation, strong winds rotating around the low. Let's take a look here at the models. I'll jump right into the GFS right now. You can see by the time we make our way out to Thursday, low pressure center moving off the coast of the mid-Atlantic, much cooler air being dragged in out of Canada. Very cold across the Great Lakes, but not a whole lot of precipitation because that's where the cold dome is, and it's a dry dome. Through the day on Thursday and into the evening hours of Thursday and even into the early morning hours of Friday, storm is going to move up through these areas. Now, essentially the impacts, if you trust the GFS model, which I think is doing a significantly decent job on the storm, the storm track essentially goes right on up through here. We see heavy rain and strong winds for a lot of the coast. Further inland, we don't want to forget about that cold dome that we have over the Great Lakes, so even possibility for some snow right on in through these areas. I know there's always a lot of hype about, oh, who's going to get snow, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm really not overly excited about the snow potential for this storm. I think that eventually these areas could get snowed on, could be heavy, could be light, but at this point we don't have a lot of agreement. We don't have enough good solid forecasts that we can base off the models right now. You can definitely verify that when you look at the Euro. Essentially shows, you know, what looks to be the same general idea, but the catch here is when you look at the floor panel, the reason why this event was going to be so significant for the Mid-Atlantic was as the low pressure center moves north, it originates further south, and it brings the tropical flow north with it. Here you see that tropical flow showing up on the RH, the relative humidity. Look how that's comes so close to hitting the Mid-Atlantic, but it actually goes just offshore, where that line goes just offshore. That would be a huge paradigm shift. That would be where we don't see the heavy precipitation come through. You can see it on the 500 millibar pattern. The low pressure center pattern almost looks the same as the GFS, but that slight change in track does bring the heaviest precip offshore, and it's really not as significant as a storm based on the Euro. Last and third and final model I'm going to show you is the DJAX model, which is a lot like the GFS model, just with a NAM initialization in it. I'll show you by the time we make our way out to the forecast period. Essentially is similar to the GFS, which is what you would expect. Brings a storm offshore, but it's a little bit weaker of a storm, and the impacts are a little bit less. The track is a little bit further east. Now, what do we know about what's coming behind the storm? big warm up, but not for the east, it's for the west. Gonna be extremely cold behind the storm. Likely not going to make it out, likely to easily be well above average for a lot of the west behind the storm by later next week into next weekend. Whoa, what about the east? Major shift here. Much cooler air is coming behind the storm. We're seeing frosts not all the way through the Ohio Valley, not even into the Mid-South, but all the way into Florida. You see, look at the dejects here. That 540 line is making its way into Florida here, and that'll be unbelievably cold air, and certainly a very rare event for this early in the winter season, but probably not unheard of. And I mean, it would just be unbearably frigid through the Great Lakes into the Northeast. So certainly something that we'll be watching behind the storm. That's basically everything I wanted to cover. Thank you for checking in with Stormtopia.com and the Stormtopia.com Facebook page. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please spread the word about our website and have a great day.